Hello, dear citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis. My name is Maxim Zharkov. I am an official participant of the Citizenship by Investment program of your country and one of the organizers of the online petition. I want to publicly respond to the Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew, who has acted illegally and unfairly towards the applicants from Russia, Ukraine and Belarus. I also want to warn you that your passport program is in danger. I urge you to watch this video until the end and share it with as many people as possible.
Of the return payment, of course, that, and I will say plainly, I've discussed that multiple times, and that is being dealt with as well. So it doesn't take a petition or anything. I don't know which petition that would be. I haven't seen any results of a petition. I don't know who is running this petition.
To summarize the situation, the government of St. Kitts approved the applications of more than 50 families from Russia, Ukraine and Belarus, received from each of them investments of $150,000 and up in the state fund. And then in November 2022, retroactively and in violation of the law, cancelled these applications and now refuses to return the money. Dr. Terence Drew claims that the cause of this situation is the decision of the previous government led by Dr. Harris.
So the one on the nationalities that you mentioned, that is being dealt with administratively. And to give you the background, that was since March 2022 when that decision was made, and therefore, as we do our audit and find those, we deal with them accordingly, as you can appreciate. All right? So that was not a decision that we made and did not. We met that decision and we are dealing with it administratively because that aspect of it was not dealt with, to be straight up and honest.
The truth is, the decision to retroactively cancel the applications of citizens of Russia, Ukraine and Belarus is the sole responsibility of Dr. Terence Drew himself, and all the statements of the officials are an attempt to avoid responsibility and conceal the obvious facts. Let's take a look at the letter of retroactive cancellation of my application which I received in November 2022. In the document, you can see that the applications are cancelled for citizens of Russia, Ukraine and Belarus. Just imagine how vile and heartless the decision of the current government of St. Kitts is. First, they approved the applications, took the money in the state fund, and then retroactively and illegally cancelled these applications. And this happened during one of the most difficult historic periods for the applicants from the aforementioned countries. Why did they even approve these applications and accept investments? This document also says that the government offered to return only the investment amount without any compensation for the agency fee. In my case, it was $15,000. For other families, it was usually more. They did not even offer to reimburse the amount of the due diligence procedure, which the families successfully completed. In my case, the amount was $8,636. The level of cynicism and heartlessness is simply shocking. The document also shows that my investment of $150,000 was accepted in the State Fund of St. Kitts on August 23, 2022, after Terence Drew was elected as the Prime Minister, which took place on August 5, 2022. We wrote to all the ministers, to the Citizenship by Investment Unit, and to Mr. Wilkin. Almost always it was ignorance and lack of response. Having not found a solution for the problem within St. Kitts, we organized an online petition project to unite the affected families and launched a website and a YouTube channel. We decided to bring the problem to the public domain. A sufficient number of articles about this problem were posted on thematic sites dedicated to citizenship by investment. In the end, under the strong pressure of the industry, Michael Martin triumphantly announced the return of funds to the affected families. Again? In fact, this turned out to be another bureaucratic swamp of documents, assurances, and sending papers to St. Kitts with the aim of delaying time. This was done to announce that the process is going on, making other applicants believe in the feasibility of their return, and to wait and wait again. The pool of affected families included families with printed certificates of registration, meaning that they had been already entered in the database of the citizens of St. Kitts. These certificates were signed by the previous Prime Minister, Dr. Harris. This is the current law of St. Kitts on citizenship, which stipulates when St. Kitts citizenship can be revoked. None of these provisions apply to the applicants from the pool of affected families, who successfully passed the due diligence procedure a few months earlier. Revoking citizenship retroactively and without legal grounds for it is equivalent to putting a person in prison for a crime they didn't commit, and moreover, even without official charges.
To say to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis that your CBI program is up and running, it is healthy, it is being run in an efficient and effective manner, and you are going to see going forward a number of changes that are designed to ensure integrity, transparency, and accountability in the program.
We are more than 50 families who crave justice. We're going to fill the internet and YouTube with unbiased reviews of the program and tell about the discrimination we faced. And we will make sure that every applicant for citizenship of St. Kitts or an international investor first familiarizes themselves with the facts and our stories of years of struggle with discrimination, deception, and ignoring our requests, and only then makes a choice whether to invest in St. Kitts or not. I ask citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis to influence the government with the aim of making refunds to all the affected families. I ask you not to believe the words and new promises of the state officials, but only the facts of the actual return of funds to the affected families. We also need to restore the rights of those families who successfully passed the due diligence procedure, received the certificates of registration under the previous government, making sure they received their passports. Please take this seriously. Let the current government finally discredit the St. Kitts passport program and the investment attractiveness of the country, while the situation can still be resolved. Thank you.